Hello everyone, I'm Geeta Kumari. I'm an English teacher. Today I'm going to take a grammar lesson, that is reported speech. Reported speech. Before starting with the topic, first we have to know what is reported speech. We have already learned in smaller classes that it is an indirect speech, isn't it? Secondly, the most important thing about the speech is it is the report of a speaker or writer on the words spoken, written, or thought by someone else. The next important thing is it is mostly in the past tense. Now, it is also a narration. What do you mean by this? It is an act of reporting the words of the speaker. Now, this narration can be done in two ways. One is direct speech and another is indirect speech. Now I will explain this with an example. Kessia said, I like movies. This is indirect speech. Why it is indirect speech? Because what Kessia had said, it is being put as it is in the inverted comma. So it is a direct speech. Now when we have to explain it to another person, especially the third person, what Kessia said, it comes in indirect speech. So how we will say? Kessia said that she likes movies. Sure, what is the change? Change is that has been added. And what is that? That is a conjunction over here to make it an indirect speech. Now here are some rules to be followed while converting from direct to indirect speech. Now the first rule is if reporting verb is in the past tense, the tense of the verb must be changed into past tense. Now I will explain this with an example. I said I am speaking the truth. This is a direct speech. Now to convert into indirect speech, it will become I said that I was speaking the truth. Now the second rule we have to keep in mind while converting the sentences is if the reporting speech is in the present tense or future tense, the tense of the verb in the reporting speech does not change. Now example for this rule. Rajesh says she has brought fame to her family. This is the direct sentence. Now when it is changed into indirect sentence, it will be Rajesh says that she has brought fame to her family. Now you can see over here in the sentence the tense has not changed. Now coming to the rule number 3. If there is a universal truth or habitual fact in the reported speech, the tense of the verb is never changed. Now knowing about it with an example. Now you can see over here the 3 examples are given over here. One is proverbial truth and next is geographical truth and universal truth. So first one, when you see direct sentences, he said face is the index of mind. So when we change into indirect sentence, the sentence will be he said that face is the index of mind. Actually, the tense of the verb is never changed here because it is a proverbial truth. Now coming to the second sentence, direct speech, the teacher said, the earth rotates around its axis, and when it is changed into indirect speech, the teacher said that the earth rotates around its axis. So it is a geographical truth. So the tense of the verb is never changed in the sentence. Now coming to the third sentence, direct speech, Horatius said, death comes sooner or later. When we convert into indirect speech, it will be Horatius said that death comes sooner or later. Now rule number 4 says something about the change in the pronoun in the sentence when we convert from direct to indirect speech. Now the rule says that the first person pronoun I, me, my, we, us and our in the reported speech changes according to the subject of the reporting verb, and the pronoun of the second person you, yourself, your in the reported speech it changes according to the object of the reporting verb, And next is the pronouns of the third person. They do not go for any changes. Now you can see over here the changes. I will change into he or she, we, they, you, he, she, they. My will change into his or her, our, their, your, his, her, and their. And me will change into him or her, us will change into them, you will change into him, her, and them, and mine will change into his or hers, ours will change into theirs, yours will change into his, hers, and theirs. So see, this is the way the pronoun will change. Now here are some example. Direct speeches. He said, I like the book. When converting into indirect speech, it will change as he said that he liked the book. Next is, he said to me, do you like the book? Now the indirect speech we hear is, he asked me if I like the book. The third one is, he said he likes the book. So to convert this, he said that he liked the book. Now rule number 5. In this we will find some of the changes that takes place in different tenses from direct speech to indirect speech. Now we have to find out that when we change the direct speech to indirect speech, what are the changes that we find in the different tenses. So when we change the simple present tense, it will change into simple past. Present continuous will be changed into past continuous. Simple past tense will be changed into past continuous. Simple past tense will also be changed into past perfect tense. Past continuous will be changed into past perfect continuous. Present perfect tense will be changed into past perfect tense, and past perfect tense will be changed into past perfect. There will be no change. Now we will learn this with an example. Now you can see here the example of some of the change in the sentences from direct to reported speech. When we change a simple present tense, here the example is, Mona asked me, where does Maria park her car? So this simple present tense will change into simple past tense. Like, Mona asked me where Maria parked her car. When it comes to present progressive tense or continuous tense, the direct speech is, Ahmed asked his sister, what are you doing now? So it will change into past progressive tense or continuous tense. Ahmed asked his sister what she was doing then. When coming to past simple, she asked me, when did you study English? It will change into past perfect tense. She asked me when I had studied English. Next sentence is present perfect tense. She asked me, who has given the laptop to you? Here it will change into past perfect tense. That is, she asked me, who had given the laptop to me? Now when converting from past continuous to past perfect continuous, the direct speech is, she said, I wasn't staying here. And the reported speech for this sentence is, she said that she hadn't been staying here. When we convert from past perfect to past perfect tense, so here there is no change. The direct speech you can see over here is, she said I hadn't earned it. And the reported speech for this sentences, it will be in the present perfect tense itself. She said that she hadn't earned it. Now the most important thing we have to look into when there is a change into indirect speeches, if the reporting verb is in the past tense, then the tense of the reporting speech will change as follows. For example, you can see when we change from simple present to simple past, if we have written something like write, it will change into wrote. In present progressive tense, it will change into past progressive tense. Am is are writing. If it is written, it will change into was or were writing. Coming to present perfect tense, it will change into past perfect tense. If it is has written, then it will change into had written. In simple past tense, it will change into past perfect tense. For example, it is written. If it is written wrote, then it will change into had written. When it comes to past progressive or continuous tense, it will change into past perfect progressive tense. In past progressive, was, were writing, then it will change into had been writing. Next is rule number 6, how to change from direct speech to reporting speech using modal verbs. When we change the sentence from direct to indirect speech using modal verbs, there are some changes in the sentence. Will be changed into would, shall will be changed into should there is no change, it will be should itself, and can will be changed into could, and could also there will be no change, it will be could, might will be changed into might, and must it will be no change, must, as well as we can also write have to. And have to, there will be a change and it will change to had to. To make it more clear with examples, the direct speech is my friend said, I will not work here. So here will is being used. So when changing into indirect sentence, it will change like this. My friend said that he would not work there. So will be changed into would. Now coming to the next sentence, direct sentences, he said, you may meet him here. So here may is used. So coming to the indirect speech, we will change this way. He said that I might meet him there. So may will be changed into might. Coming to the next sentence, they said we can go now. So the indirect speech for the sentences, they said that they could go then. Now will be changed into then. And it is something about time expression. It will come in another rule. So can will be changed into could. Coming to the direct sentence, Hassan said, I shall study hard today. So changing into indirect sentence, Hassan said that he should study hard that day. Again, today is changed into that day. That is a time expression. So here you can see shall is changed into should. Coming to the next sentence, he said, the students must enter at once. So indirect speech to this is, he said that the students had to enter at once. Must will be changed into had to. Coming to the next sentence, the doctor said, you must relax. So indirect speech for this is, the doctor said that you must relax. There is no change. Must is used as it is. Now rule number 7. In this, it has been mentioned something about the change in the time expression from direct speech to indirect speech. Now here are some examples. When indirect speech here is used, then the reported speech will be changed into there. For example, you can see the sentence, put the box here. So the change will be, he told us to put the box there. And coming to the next sentence, this will be changed into that. You can see here the direct sentence, I shall be very busy this week. So the change will be, she said she would be very busy that week. Coming to the next use of tomorrow in the direct sentence, there will be change to that of the following day, the next day, and the day after. Looking at the sentence over here, I will leave for New York tomorrow. The change will be, she said that she would leave for New York the next day. Coming to the next sentence, here when there is a next week in the direct sentence, then it will be changed into the following week, the next week, the week after. Now looking at the sentence over here, the direct speech is, I have an appointment next week. It will change into, she said that she had an appointment the following week. When the direct speech is yesterday, it will change into the previous day or the day before. Looking at the sentence over here, the direct speeches are English teacher quizzed us yesterday. So the reported speech over here is they said their English teacher had quizzed them the day before. The use of the last week, it will change into the previous week, the week before. Coming to the direct sentence over here, we had an awful earthquake last week. The reported speech for this sentence is they told us they had an awful earthquake the previous week. When the use of ago, it will change into previously or before. The direct sentences, the letter came a few days ago, and the reported speeches, he said the letter had come a few days before. When it comes to the use of tonight, it will change into that night. And the direct speech sentences, I am going for a beer with Carl tonight. The reported speech over here is he said that he was going for a beer with Carl that night. Now, rule number 8 is something related to the change in the statements, questions, command, request, and suggestions when being asked in the sentences. And the major changes in the verb to be, that is, am, and are, will be changed into was and were. And there are certain words changed in the reported speech, and that is when in direct speech we have these, it will be changed into that, those, and here will be changed into there, come will change into go. So this is my book. He said that was his book. Can already know that it will change into could, will, would. May will be changed into might, and must change into had to. This is very important for this rule. Now, when there is a change in the reported command, for example, take me to the captain. He told me to take him to the captain. So here the form is subject plus told plus object plus not is optional plus infinitive verb. So infinitive to is used over here. Then coming to the next one is the reported request. We can see the example over here. Please don't hurt anyone. So this is request. So we can convert it as she asked him not to hurt anyone. So here the form is subject plus asked plus object plus not plus infinitive verb. Now for suggestions, we have to use let, why not we, shall we, and why not. For example, let's go out. Peter said to me. This is a direct statement. So it will change into Peter suggested going out. Or we can say Peter suggested that we go out. While change in the questions, the change is seen in two ways: yes and no questions and WH questions. Now the first question is, do you want some more cake? She asked him if he wanted some more cake. So in yes and no question, we have to use if or whether. Are you coming to the cinema with me? Here the answer is he asked if or whether she was going to the cinema with him. Now coming to the WH questions, where did he go on the holiday? She asked me whether he had gone on holiday. How often do you play hockey? So here the answer is he asked me how often I played hockey. So this is the change how we have to do. Hope I was able to make you understand something about reported speech. Thank you. Thank you all.